Cosmic Explorers, and welcome to your Friday night tune up. I'm your co creator, Hillis Pugh, along with.
Rebecka, Gregory here. Welcome to Cosmic Insight this Friday night. How exciting! I am. I welcome
You're not
everyone.
exciting, you're tired.
I am very tired. I went to go visit my daughter in impromptu. I want to say hello to everyone. Go visit my daughter for a day. And so I've been in the car since 6 o'clock this morning because somebody decided to take the back roads home so they didn't have to go on the highway. So, needless to say, that took like 4 more hours than it should have. And I took a ferry ride. So it was like awesome. But
You had an adventurous day, is what
I
you're
did.
saying.
It started out and it was beautiful. It was like really magical. And I guess I'll just go into that. Today is just the insight of knowing how the magic is in the world. I showed you the picture earlier. A hawk was in the morning, then a cardinal flew in front of me, and then I get on the
Then you
ferry.
saw the mink.
What?
Then you saw the mink.
Oh, that was the day before. I can show you a
Oh.
picture of that. So the day before, we were driving through this really cool little foresty area where they had live uh what are they called? I'm really tired, so please just bear with not praying mantises, Venus
Oh,
flytraps.
yeah, the
So
Venus
they had them in
flytrap.
the wild. And so we were leaving the park, and let me find the picture as I'm talking, and we saw a mink. Now, if you don't know what mink is, they're also called water weasels, and they're I think aren't they extinct? And there's not, I mean, almost extinct. There's not many
Yeah,
of them around.
almost.
Um, yeah, so I'll show you some pictures because I'll share it. Like, look at these little guys. There's little Venus flytraps.
The
And then these things, what are these, Hillis? We went to
picture plants. Oh, yeah,
yeah.
picture plants.
Are those carnivorous too, aren't they?
They are.
So we saw carnivorous plants. But hold on, let me get to it. Thank you for bearing with me. Go on this journey with me. Hold on. Oh, here he is. Come here, little guy. Oh, here he is. Oh, shoot. And then we're looking over, and I thought it was a black squirrel, but look at this guy.
Just running away.
A
I'm
black
out of
mink.
here.
I know, a black mink in the wild. So how cool. So yeah, that was the day before. But today was really cool because when we were on the ferry, the pelicans were flying over, and it was really cool because they were on a clump right in front of the thing. And then it was just interesting, like seeing kind of how, our world kind of revolves around the birds, looking at nature. And I was really noticing that this morning when I was on the ferry, how the pelicans were all in unison, just kind of flowing with nature and flowing. And then you got the seagulls that want to attack everything, and they're just and all these birds were doing all these different things, and it was so interesting because I was just like, driving, and then my Spotify didn't want to work, so I had to drive silent the whole time. So it was an adventure. But anyhow, so it's so cool just reflecting on how nature is really, if you look and see how the flow and how everything kind of mirrors and matches everything.
But you came across a quote today
Yes.
that I thought was really unique
So very
and
interesting.
true to time. So, you mind sharing that with everybody?
Yeah, I'll read it. So I'll tell the little story because I got to tell the whole entire thing. So as I was driving today, I don't know what town. I took all these back roads, the ferry and everything, and I was going through Johnsonville is the name of the town. I was going through Johnsonville, and I had to let the puppy out because I got the baby with me, and I rode past this park, and for some reason I passed it, and something's like, you gotta turn around. You gotta go turn around and go in this park. So I went into the park and I saw this really amazing statue. I didn't take a really good picture of it, but you can see it and has the guy on the top with this saying in the bottom. And here's what the saying. It's Francis Marion at Witherspoon Ferry. And the bottom of it's very interesting of what kind of like significant of what's going on in the world right now. So they kind of like, I won't go into the whole story, but they were American soldiers who helped hold off not the British people out there, but they helped with that, holding off the British people from crossing over in South Carolina. But the end of this quote says, citizen soldiers, both black and white, rode forth from where you stand to fight for the right and ideas that define the American nation. And then it quotes at the bottom, and this is what really got me. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it.
Yeah, and when you mentioned that, it really brought to my mind this space time energy that we're in presently right now.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter where you are or when we are.
Exactly.
There's always going to be this infinite eternal battle, with light and darkness. It doesn't matter. It could be, 5,000 BC or 2023. It could be all of these things. And with it, in this space of really having the balance of that, and I think that's what it is coming to now. It's a space of really having balance, of understanding the two dynamics, that they both have a place. We just have to understand the flow of which one is in the flow. I guess I'm trying to find I'm seeking for the right terminology, because when the energies are balanced, when the energies are harmonized, when the energies are in sync, there's always a place for the light and the darkness. One cannot have without the other, because people always want to be light, 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 love and light, love and light, love and light, love and light, and then people like be all angry and moody, dark, 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 dark. But it's in the beauty of the balance, because everything is born from darkness. It's born and then it's brought to light, and then goes back to darkness. It's this eternal cycle. And once we truly understand this eternal cycle, is when we'll have what is called this 1,000 years of peace.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, you went away. I couldn't hear
I
you.
know I'm delayed.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Welcome
time
back.
jumping again.
It's okay. It's okay. It's funny. I was just going to talk about that. And I love that, Hillis. And it's so true. And it's so what's happening right now, and in the darkness right now, what is being called by humanity right now is, stuffing into the darkness. In that, we are really getting to a space where we really have to step into what we're feeling and acknowledge it. And even if it's the dark part, even if it's the angry parts of us, even if it's those parts that we don't really not like, we really have to embody those parts right now as we're moving through that light, to find that balance, because there is this great immersion happen, and the old is coming up, and all the old stuff we were, and to give that a voice, and give that the light of the darkness. So it's like the light of the darkness and the darkness of the light intermingled and intermerged into one. And going back to that sign, right after that happened, and I read that, I was going back to the car, and there was this gentleman with these two little dogs, and he was in his car, and his dogs were just running loose. I'm like, oh, good Lord, And so I started talking to him. It was very interesting. I felt my dad, it's the anniversary of my dad's passing from 2 years ago. So I was kind of like in this space, and I kind of felt like this guy kind of came to me just as a message from my father. But it was very interesting reading that sign and the conversation we had. So I meet this total stranger, and he's in his truck, talking about the dogs. And we have this huge conversation about how love has to come into the world, about the fear that has to go away, and how that people can't express to tell others that they love them in that love. And, we went on to talk about the fear. We went on to talk about, I mean, this is a conversation I have a man I don't even know in a freaking park. So this is what happens. It was right at that statue. It was right at that thing. It was the immersion, and it was such a beautiful moment to show how humanity is. And he was the funniest little quirkiest guy. And it was just, yeah, to have that exchange is, what I'm saying, there's so much going on right now. And so much darkness coming up, and so much, coming to light. But if you can stay in the flow and find that balance within yourself and honor those parts that are coming out, because that's one of the reasons I left. I had a really rough week with a lot of things, going on. And so I had to honor all those feelings. So it was such a beautiful experience to have that exchange with that man, and be so open and honest. And I think that's what I'm saying is right now, look at that beautiful emergence where we can have these conversations with people, to be honest, to be open, to say it's okay to express, it's okay to feel. And that's one of the things we were talking about. He's like, yeah, people just don't know how to feel.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening in society right now. Wouldn't you agree, Hillis? It's like we are moving into how to feel, and people are freaking out because they've never
Their
known how
people are
to feel.
feeling more than they ever should, and they don't know how to feel properly or tap into these emotions. And it's funny that well, it's not funny. Nothing is ever funny. Nothing is ever coincidental. It's just how things flow. And this week I forget what I was watching, and it really brought something to my mind because the practice of meditation or the practice of yoga, we are in this space of wanting stillness or seeking silence.
Hmm.
And it dawned on me, and I'm going to read this because this is how this happened, is that nothing is ever still. So why are we in this space of wanting to seek stillness? And
Yeah.
so this quote came to me, and it was, "The silence we seek is the harmony within." And how and the definition to that, and how this quote was defined, is through that we are constantly seeking stillness and silence, whether we are aware of it or not. This is just an illusion. Nothing is ever still or silent. What we truly are seeking is harmony. When there's harmony in all its vibrational resonance of the heart, our heart is the harmony.
Hmm.
We step into the awareness of self, surroundings, and consciousness. So I'm done with looking for silence. I'm done, looking for stillness. I am now in the space of harmony. Because when you have harmony here, it just radiates out into everything else. It just is
Yeah,
that space of the frequency, the vibration that we all truly want. It's all about going back to what we started the show about, having that
exactly.
balance of light and dark. Embody it, be it. Don't fight one or the other because they're both necessary.
Yeah, exactly. What is harmony? Harmony is the resonance of the truth,
Yeah,
of the heart. And and as Susie said, the bliss. And that's what we need to move into. That's what, becoming the masters that we are, that we chose for this time. And the energies are not allowing the old, to kind of stay.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I think that pretty much sums up everything. You know, First, there's harmony or bliss, as Susie says, as he just mentioned. Then there's the energy of love, the energy of unconditional love. And when you have the harmony of the unconditional love, everything else seems to fall into place. But we're in this playground called Earth where we get to explore all of this and what love is. There's plenty of songs trying to define what love is and the different aspects of love, and everything from sex to parental love to this kind of love or that kind of love. you know Stop, and I guess it's me where I'm at now. Stop trying to put love in a pocket or define love. I mean, there's many spectrums, many dimensions to any and all things, and that's the space where limitation begins and ends, is when we start putting things in buckets, start putting things in labels, start putting things here, start putting things there, so we can easily identify with it. You know, there's there's was always this story, and I can't remember how it goes exactly, but we all well, I really wish I could remember how it goes in there, but you may remember
I
to
don't
some
know.
extent too, is how you know we always, try to define the beauty of a flower by giving the name a flower. Oh, well, that's a rose. Oh, that's a tulip. Oh, that's a lily, or that's a carnation. We give name to beauty. We give name to love in the same respect. And so when you stop giving it a name, you can just admire it for what it is.
Hmm.
It's like living in the moment. It's not like, oh, well, let me get my book out. Let me see what kind of bird this is or what kind of flower this is. No, just be in the moment and let it resonate with you.
Because that's what we're doing now, learning the language of vibration.
And I think it's a really important note to probably end on. What do you think, Rebecca?
I guess.
Follow the language of love. Follow the energy of vibration. And that's where
And
we
that's
are
what it's
right
all
now.
about, and being in the presence. And when you were saying that about, the flower and putting a name to everything, it's something we've been conditioned to it. It's like it's not in the truth for what we've been taught if it doesn't have a name. It doesn't has identity. Right now the whole world is just on this. Everything has to have identity, just because everything's unraveling right now, all over the place, of stretching that out of not having an identity anymore. Because what are people going through right now? They are losing the identity of who the hell they are
Yeah,
on so many levels, because everything's unraveling if you want it to or not. And so many people are questioning. So it's like stepping out of naming and standing in that and starting to, look at, kind of like what brings joy to my heart, what brings the vibration of love, which is joy, which is harmony, and what do I require to experience in this lifetime from this forward on.
yes,
Not putting
exactly.
any definite on anything, and knowing that you have a choice. And in that choice, if that experience is not what you want to experience, that you can change it. That we don't have to be locked in the stories anymore. We don't have to be locked in the merry-go-round of what was. That we can stand up in that sovereignty of who we are, in that light of who we are, in that vibration of how we coexist together in coherence or non-coherence, and learning that the coherence is where we need to flow. And in that coherence, the experience of the harmony will follow.
Indeed.
So that's on that. That is my I've been on the road all day insight for the day. And
Yeah.
I'm going to say one other thing. I was riding in the middle. I got to tell them about the cross. I'm going to shut up. Like, I am riding out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know where the heck I was. I had to take a
So
picture
wait, so
because
wait,
it was
so wait.
just
Before you
so
tell the story, before
what?
before you tell the story, I want everyone just to take everything that we just said, take everything that we just said, and take in a nice big deep breath, and everything that we just said, and allow that to resonate in your field, to anchor in that energy, to allow for the harmony, the resources, everything that you want for yourself to come into your vibrational field, for all of that energy to be absorbed, for you to receive, for you to be that, to be in harmony with self, to have the heart speak to you in a new way, in a beautiful way that resonates with what is coming and what is emerging for you.
Yeah.
Now you can tell about the cross.
Okay. And I challenge everyone this week, to start to step in and really decide what you want to experience. Really decide, like, have fun with it. Start to play with the energies, and start to experience the experience of the experience that's happening right now of the great change. So anyhow, so I'm driving on the road, and I've been on the road forever, and I'm going, it's just I'm out. I don't even know where I was, because I took all these back roads, because I do this to myself, just, with no music, no nothing, in complete silence, just enjoying and hearing and everything. So I come up to this gas station with this huge ass cross out in the middle of nowhere.
But wait, I just noticed.
And
That
look at the gas price.
I know I was about to say that. I just noticed that. I didn't see that earlier.
Yeah.
It's
Anyway,
303.
and it's a big white cross, and I don't know. I just found it amusing to me because these are the things that amuse me on my ride. So thank you for allowing me a piece. Yeah, just share. I don't know. There was no church, no nothing. Just this big out white cross with 303. So I guess the angels were saying something, huh?
Step into your mastery.
Yes,
Own your
exactly.
mastery. And so, we're not going to do a tune-up tonight because you guys have to start stepping into your own magic. And part of you stepping into and owning your magic is clearing what needs to be cleared, whether if it's physical, energetic, emotional, mental, whatever this is. And it's for you to really allow for that magic to begin to emerge and what that looks like for you. And we honor each and every one of you. We appreciate you always tuning in every week and receiving these gifts, this energy. But now, as time moves forward, it's us now being able to hone in and take responsibility for our own journeys, our own actions. And, you know, um, I've been, and everyone knows who's been watching, especially the past, it's been almost 8 months now.
I don't keep track of that stuff, so I have no
I
idea.
know, I know, but it's been almost 8 7 8 months of me doing my plant medicine. And every day there's new insights. And part of the reason why I haven't been posting on social media as much because I've been in my own journey, really unraveling and being in the depths of conversations with myself. And I caught myself today because of a little bit of anxiety came up or a little bit of irritation came up. And I'm like, wait, why am I causing this to myself? Why am I creating my own anxiety? What
Mhm.
is this connected to? Why am I, you know, doing these things in my energetic field? And I'm like, wait a minute. And as I saw it, it was my whole energetic vibration was just amped up and like full of energy, full of fire, and just go, 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 go. And I'm like, why am I doing this to my body? Why am I doing this to my energy? Why am I doing all of this? And I had to take a moment. I'm like, let me drop everything in this moment and just be. Now, sometimes we have to do that. Whatever we're doing, we have to sometimes pause in these moments to really listen, to really hone in and see what is it that will serve me best in this moment? Is it me just going to keep going till I run out of gas? Or is it going to me just take this moment to slow down just for 5 minutes, 10 minutes to really see what it is for me, to really honor and
Mhm.
bring that harmony back into my being?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that taking that time to honor ourselves, and that's so important, and knowing that, and also, in saying that, also looking at, and this came as you were saying that, Hillis, is also to ask that question: does this belong to me, or am I picking up on something else or someone else? Especially in Florida, I can tell you, the inner, like, leaving the state, seriously. When I crossed over the state line, this energy shift was unbelievable. It's very heavy in Florida right now, and I know a lot of other places in the world, but Florida, I just really realized it. And then when I drove back into Florida, I literally, it felt like a veil coming down, and I felt the pressure down on my shoulders as soon as I crossed over the border today.
Yeah.
So that's how intense it is. So just remember, as you're going through this muck, and I'm going to call it muck, remember, not all the muck is always yours. So just remind yourself that sometimes we can pick up on other muck that's lingering around, getting stuck on us. So,
Yeah.
but
You know, I just noticed that I look like I'm just a floating head because of my dark colored shirt.
oh, I'm a hot travel mess, but I'm here.
No, and so everyone, what I want you guys to do, your homework, your assignment, is to just continue to find the harmony within you, to vibrate in that space. And we want to know, we want to hear from you guys next week to see how you are allowing harmony in your life to bring forth new energies and adventures.
Hillis, did you write that down? Because last time we forgot what the homework assignment
Oh
was.
no, I'm going to remember this week.
Okay, okay,
I'm
just
going to
just
remember
note
because
that. Note
I have
that.
Susie to remind me.
Okay, but I have more homework for you to do right now before we say goodbye. Well, why we say goodbye. So
Yes.
Miss Lady is saying a few words. So look at little look at those beautiful eyes. Now that cute little face will bring joy. So when you get off the phone, get off the phone, when this broadcast ends, just remember that cute little face and this big mouth that's down on the floor right now, and sit in and do your own sound. Sit in that vibration and allow yourself to sound the vibration of you, and open that space inside of you and allow yourself to express, to do your own tune up tonight within you.
Yes.
And that's it.
Till next week, everyone. Keep exploring.
Yes. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us. And don't limit yourself. Create yourself. Be the change in you. Thank you so much for joining us this Friday.